morning class, and please note down the course for the unit test. Now, this is a recorded class. This is a class which we'll be recording so that those who have not joined can still know. Now, the course, as we all know, that the unit test this time would be of just 10 marks. So, to divide 10 marks into history, civics, and geography, you will be having 4 marks for history, 2 marks for civics. That means my paper will come of 6 marks. Okay. And then the geography paper for 4 marks. Now, for history, the portions that we are going to cover, there would be only the multiple choice questions. And since father has still not told us that whether we'll be taking the exam on Google Forms or the written paper, so we will assume that since it is of just 4 marks history section, we will be covering this first page, architecture as power, forts and sacred places, this first page, then the second page, and the third page only till here, which is giving you the last heading as significance of building monuments. Till here only. Can you see this crisscross here, which is only till here? You have to prepare all the one word answers, all the temples which were built, the builders, the kings under whose reign they were built, all these one word answers and important dates, if there are, from these 3 pages. That means 2.5 pages. We are not taking why temples were destroyed, etc. Nothing is going to come beyond that golden temple diagram. Can you see there? Only these 2.5 pages. I repeat, from here till here is
Ma'am,
your
only
history syllabus. Yes, only till here. Okay.
ma'am,
Now,
in history only this chapter is coming.
yes, only this, and that is also not coming complete.
Okay, ma'am.
Only 2.5 pages of it. Okay. Now, coming to civics syllabus, the civics chapter, first chapter we'll take, and since the marks are only 2 marks, we have decided that only exercise A and exercise B. Okay, nothing else. No glossary, no exercise C or D or anything. Only exercise A and B. Clear? Easy for you?
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ma'am, in history,
Yes.
question answers will not come.
No, child. Only one word answers. History is more difficult because anything from all these 3 pages, anything. Okay. But at the same time, we have made your work easy in civics. To get 2 marks, you just have to go through these 2 headings, MCQs and true and false. Okay. Any other question?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, in civics we have to, ma'am, like learn the things in the civics chapter. Only
Yeah. Yes. Now coming on to markets around us. All eyes here. Now, last time we finished off about the weekly markets. Now, today we take up shops in the neighborhood. These shops are located in residential areas. These shops sell and provide goods and services in our neighborhoods. Now, you all know wherever you are living, there must be some big and small shops just very close to your locality, close to your house. So, these shops are called neighborhood shops, which have nearly everything in them. You don't have to move around a lot to get the things. A small little thing like punch papers or pens, you can easily get from the nearby neighborhood shop. Shops that we find in the neighborhood are dairies, grocery shops, chemist shops, eateries, sweet shops, provision stores, mechanics shops, stationery shops, etc. You all must be aware of all this. So there are many advantages of shops that are functioning in the neighborhood. Now, there are many advantages, there are many good points when the shops are present in the neighborhood. Let's see. First jotter, we can order our requirements on the telephone. There is no need, there is no need even to step out of our house. The items required are delivered at home. So we know that the shops which are nearby, we can just place an order on a phone and we could get it. And can you see a picture of this neighborhood shop? This must be so familiar. You many a times you don't even change your clothes, you just go and get the things from there if you're not ordering on the telephone. Then the second jota, there is no need to pay whenever a thing is bought. A neighborhood shopkeeper maintains a register or account of customers. He notes down the item, price, and the date of sale in his register. The amount is generally paid in the first week of every month. So now in these neighborhood shops, आप लोग का अपना ही खाता चलता होगा कि अच्छा आप प्लीज बुक में नोट कर लीजिए मम्मा दे देंगी बाद में and you all go and buy things and he keeps and maintains a register where your parents pay every month wise or the first week of the month and the payment is made. Many of the shops are permanent, while others are roadside stalls like those of grocers, fruit seller, mechanics, etc. There are other vendors on pavements. So you all must have seen that many a times the picture which is showing a permanent shop. But there are many times when you have the groceries, then the dairy products which you buy, maybe you just buy from a लोकेलिटी के कोने से या नुक्कड़ से लेकर आ जाना जहाँ पे उनकी दूध की डेयरी लगी है. So all these things they tell you that the neighborhood shops are quite beneficial, very advantageous for the people in the locality. Now we come on to the next and the most prominent and very known to you, the shopping complexes and malls. Now these are the places where you all love visiting and you all must have visited. So whatever I'm going to read is nothing new to you. So we come on to the next heading, shopping complexes and malls. Apart from weekly markets and neighborhood markets in residential areas, there are special markets having hundreds of shops in rows, often called shopping complexes. Now, you all must have seen the latest trend is the shopping complex, where a big building is there and there are n number of shops there with all varieties. You might be having a Xerox machine, you might be having a leather shop or a shoe shop or a cosmetic shop all in one place in that complex. Now, globalization has brought in a new concept in marketing. Now, globalization. The word globalization has a word globe in it. Globe means every part of the world, every country. Now, with the globalization, market has seen a new change. That means people are buying and selling throughout the world. And if you know that Amazon or the Flipkart, these are not Indian companies, they are the globally set markets, which are even setting trends in India now. So nowadays, one sees many multiple storied buildings in cities housing a large number of shops on different floors. These buildings are known as malls. Now, leave everything, you all must have, all of you must have visited Sahara Mall. Now, there you see there are a number of floors there, and each floor has a variety of shops. So, that one huge building has a variety of shops, and that is known as malls. Now, the shops are air conditioned and sell both branded as well as non branded goods. So in these shops, since they are very hi-fi, most of the time they are selling branded things, but it's also that the non-branded goods are also sold here. The shops are well decorated and the counters are managed by smart saleswomen. So now they have a very lucrative. First, they have air conditioned all through, then they are very nicely decorated, and the receptionist or the person who's managing the sales counter is always a very smart and best in the art. But goods sold here are very expensive. Now, the malls which are selling the goods, they are very expensive. Why? Because they're investing a lot of money in propaganda, in show off. That means they are well decorated, ACs there are, so, and they are in a posh locality. So obviously the things that are sold here are very expensive. Now, branded items are expensive because they carry the mark of a reputed company and are promoted by companies which incur huge expenses on advertising. So now basically the branded items, they are very expensive. Why? Because these companies, the branded items, the companies who run them, they invest a lot of money in advertising, show off, making the ad popular. So for that, they need the return. So what they do in return, they extend the price, increase the price of the commodity they are selling. The companies sell these branded products through shopping malls and big showrooms in big urban markets. Can you see the picture of the garment shop and the shopping malls? So they are selling these branded items are being sold in urban markets. That means the city markets, the metro markets. Now, non-branded goods sold in ordinary shops are cheaper and within the reach of a large section of consumers. Only rich people can afford to buy branded goods. So basically in the malls, the branded goods which are sold, they are only applicable for the rich people. A common person or a farmer, they cannot be expected to go to these malls and buy their daily needs from here. So now we come on to the next heading, chain of markets. There's a long chain of markets in the process of getting the goods to be sold to the day to day buyer. Now, whatever we are buying every day has a long chain of process that the goods reach to us. That means, supposing we are going to buy a punch paper. Now, those punch papers are not made by the shopkeeper for us. There's a chain of people involved so that these punch papers are available to us, or a simple cosmetic, a lipstick. It's not manufactured by the shopkeeper. So there are still at the backdrop many people involved before the buyer gets his things from the shop. Now these markets are located at various places that may be nearby or even in other states. Like, for example, the woolens that you buy, especially woolens are very famous in Haryana. Okay, they are in Ludhiana, sorry. Okay, so now Ludhiana is away from UP. So basically, the woolen goods are made in Ludhiana, and from there, it's it's uh, s- it's sent to other places. Okay, now let's see the process. The manufacturer or the producer first appoints wholesalers in different cities. These wholesalers sell the product to traders who further sell the goods to retailers. It is from these retailers that we buy our goods. So now the first process is the person who's first involved is the manufacturer or the producer. That means he's the producer. Where the factories are built up and they are producing it in big, huge bulk. Then from manufacturers or producers, they are sold to the wholesalers who buy the things in big whole, bulk. A bulk of things are bought. So from manufacturers and producers, wholesalers buy the things. Then these wholesalers, they sell the product to the traders. These are the traders who buy in small quantities and they are in every city, and these traders, they sell it to the retailers. Now retailers are the shopkeepers. From retailers we buy these goods. So the steps are, from manufacturer or the producer, it goes to the wholesaler. From wholesaler it goes to the traders. From traders it goes to the retailers. From retailers we buy the goods. Now this process is adopted to save time and botheration at all ends. The manufacturer cannot sell his product to every shop in the city. It would require a lot of time, which can be used in the factory where the goods are produced. Now, supposing the factory where the things are made if that person only, if the manufacturer or the producer of the thing starts selling the things to every shop, that means he'll be consuming a lot of time. And instead of making those things, he'll be spending time in distributing it. So there are various levels put up for this reason only, so that the manufacturer is doing his work, is producing it in bulk. Then from him, the wholesalers buy it in bulk. From wholesalers, it is the traders who take it from different parts of the country, and these traders go back to their own states and sell it to the retailers, and the retailers sell it to us in our different localities. Okay, so there's no botheration for the manufacturer to go and sell. Now, the other reason is that a manufacturer is always benefited by selling his manufactured products at one go. So the wholesaler takes up the product and sells it to the traders. So now they are saying that the manufacturer who's making the things in bulk, for his profit, he needs to sell the things in bulk only. Why? Because if he's making hundreds of items, and if people just one at a time come and buy one thing, that is not a profitable job for him. For these 100 jackets which he must have produced, it is necessary that the wholesaler should buy those 100 jackets in one go, so that he gets a one stipulated amount in one go. So from the manufacturers, it is the wholesaler who buys the things in bulk, and then he sells it the same products to the traders. Okay, you can see this chart here. Please put a tick mark on this. Producers or manufacturers, from there it goes to the wholesaler. From wholesalers, it is taken by the traders. From traders, it is taken by the retailers. And from retailers, the buyers, that is us. Okay. The trader who finally sells goods to the consumer is the retailer. So the person who's directly selling the goods to the consumers, that means the buyers. Consumers means those who are consuming the goods. So who is the person who's dealing directly from the buyers or the consumers? It is the retailer. This could be a trader in a weekly market, a hawker in the neighborhood, or a shop in a shopping complex. So now these retailers could be the ones in the on the weekly market, or from the neighborhood, or from the shopping complex, but it is basically the retailer who's dealing with the buyers. Now suppose a manufacturer produces 5,000 packets of biscuits every day. He sells them to the wholesaler. This is an example of how trader A sells his goods. Similarly, trader B and trader C sell their goods maybe in different cities. Now here you can see 5,000 biscuits packets were made by the wholesaler, by the manufacturer. Okay? Then the wholesaler bought it in bulk, those 5,000 packets. So wholesaler has those 5,000 packets of biscuits now. Now to him comes trader A, trader B, and trader C. Three traders from maybe different states they came, and each of them asked for the packets which they want. Now from trader A, he took 2,000 packets, trader B took 1,000 packets, and trader C took another 2,000 packets. Now from trader A, once he reached his estate, shopkeeper 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, according to the needs of the locality, they bought the packets. And see, shopkeeper 1 bought 500 packets from 2000, then the shopkeeper 2 bought 600, shopkeeper 3 400, shopkeeper 5 400, and shopkeeper 400, and shopkeeper 5 maybe just 100 packets he bought. So these are the retailers, the shopkeepers, and then comes the consumer. Consumer A has taken from those 500 packets, he must have taken maybe two or three. Then consumer B took another, consumer D took another. From the shop one, they are telling you, and n number of till 500 packets were used. They were used by us, okay, in our different ways. I hope this much is clear to each one. Now, next time we'll begin markets everywhere, okay, and we'll finish it
Okay,
off.
ma'am.
I hope
Okay,
we are
ma'am.
clear
Yes,
till
ma'am.
here.